Hi, it's Miranda Kelly. I do want to preface this video by saying that I am at MTSU's public library. So if there is noise in the background or people walking by, that's why I come here to do my homework because my house is too loud. So for the project, I ended up going to a cemetery in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. It's called Evergreen Cemetery. It was established in 1872 by Dr. James Manning. He was the owner of Oakland's plantation and mansion in Murfreesboro. A very wealthy family, very typical Southern plantation owner, slaves, Christian, wealthy, large family. He sold 20 acres to the city of Murfreesboro so that they could establish a new burial, a new cemetery basically for the city of Murfreesboro. Previously, the land that Manny sold to the city had been used as burial plots for the deceased African Americans who were enslaved on his plantation. They kept their bodies there in unmarked graves and then started to bring Confederate soldiers from Stones River to Evergreen. I think that was pretty interesting. So it's a public cemetery. It's beautiful land. It's down very, very close to the downtown Murfreesboro Square. And then when they brought those Confederate soldiers, they erected a memorial in a specific part of the cemetery to the Confederates. They call it the Confederate Circle. That was created in 1890. So 144 were known out of the 1,300 remains that were moved. The perimeter of the circle is marked by stone posts bearing the names of each of the Confederate states. I do have photos that I can show. I do want to try to put them in the video or somehow in the comments, but this is one of the Confederate circles, and then they have a memorial. I know that's not great. I will figure out a way to get that to you guys. As far as the values of the time till now, definitely they have changed. The economic values differed. Many sections consisted of regular plots and headstones, what you would expect to see at a cemetery. But then there were some that didn't have any headstones, some that just had that looked like this, were unknown. They had really large family plots and mausoleums in different sections where they seemed to group around like social statuses. I noticed that it did do that, and they were pushed away centrally in the graveyard, so they were on the outskirts, so you could tell that there was a different notion for like economic values. As far as social values, originally, it was a burial ground for enslaved African Americans. I think that speaks enough on Tennessee being a southern state, being a Confederate state. We were pro-slavery. Of course, they'd have their own segregated burial plots. And then changing it to a plot for the Confederates. I think that speaks on the social values of the time. They kept unknown graves of African Americans, but made a whole monument and in dedication to the Confederate soldiers. So it's, again, that speaks on the social values of the time, valuing those Confederate soldiers more than the African American enslaved people. Sorry, I say a lot. I get nervous recording myself. And there were different types of graves: tree stump headstones, coping graves, unmarked graves, mausoleums, family plots. I learned a different kind of cenotaph. I might have spelled that incorrectly. But the cemetery was beautiful. It had a lot of Southern history, and I learned a lot. Thank you.